1, go. Game over.
Namaste and welcome to the New Zealand National Indian Hockey Tournament, QBT Queen's Birthday Tournament, coming to you live from the beautiful Puna Sports Centre here in Christchurch, New Zealand, as we look at the facility from bird's eye view thanks to the fantastic work of Local Gecko Productions. It is QBT Tournament here and it is day 2 of tournament, and we bring to you the first women's game of the day between Wellington Indians and the North Harbour Indians, as we see both teams warming up here. It is the Wellington Indians in the sky blue and it'll be the North Harbour Indians in the navy blue. Both teams playing their second matches of the tournament, day 2 here. Very different results for both sides yesterday. The North Harbour Indian women, they won their game 5-0. And the Wellington Indians, they lost their game 5-0, so same scores but on different ends of them for each team in yesterday's game. Now, I'm joined on the call by Seedal Patel from the Puk Indians Hockey Club. Unfortunately, Seedal couldn't join us down here for tournament this year, but Seedal, it's great to have you joining in remotely. How are you going? How's it looking online? And talk to us about your involvement with Puk Indians Club.
Hey team, yeah, that's pretty good. Weather is a lot warmer than it is down south, but you know, it's really good to see that all this hockey has been live streamed as well. So for everyone all over the world or even up north, it's really good that everyone's able to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the hockey team couldn't get a team this year, but good to see some hockey players in that Harbour team.
Yeah, and that's the the luxury that we have of technology and the work that Local Gecko Productions do in being able to broadcast this right across the country. And I know there's probably a number of people that are joining us through the New Zealand Indian Sports Association website and Facebook page or YouTube channel that aren't able to get down here to Puna Sports Centre in Christchurch, but are still able to enjoy all of the action that is QBT, whether they are in New Zealand, out of New Zealand, or joining us from wherever they are. So it's exciting to be able to pull you in, Seedal, and have you involved as well. Obviously, we saw some of the action at the recent New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament, where a lot of these players represented New Zealand Indians. But what are you looking forward to in today's matchup between Wellington and North Harbour?
Harbour's definitely going to bring it today. They've got some stacked players in that team. So the likes of Manisha Jerem, Shamina Leatham, Navina Hare I see is on the cards today, so it'll be really awesome to see her play again. Not only that, Misha Tatley as well, so she did an awesome job at the Heritage Tournament.
Yeah, and you mentioned, it's almost doesn't seem right without a Puk Indians side here, but no, unable to get all the numbers together to get down here, but awesome to see those girls here showing up for the North Harbour Indian side.
Yeah, definitely. It's awesome for them to mix with the other players as well and just get a good vibe on how everyone plays. Gives us tactics for next year, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be friends for this week only. and it'll be straight back to rivals at next year's QBT. And if you didn't join us for the earlier game, the Pookie men's B-side beat Central District's men's side 4-2 in the opening game for the day. As we see the teams just line up here and come out, as mentioned, Harbour in the navy blue and Wellington in the sky blue. The game will be umpired by David Oakley and Lewis Brownsey. The teams come out here. It is a cool one down in Christchurch. Thankfully it's not raining. It has been a nice day, but it is a cooler one out here, so both teams will want to get into their work early, get a lot of movement happening so they warm up quickly. Certainly the goalkeepers as well will want to stay as warm as possible. But it'll be a big game here. The Wellington side will need a win after coming up short in yesterday's game, and the Harbour side will want to keep pushing forward after being so dominant in yesterday's game. They'll be eyeing up the final come tomorrow, no doubt.
Absolutely, yeah. They had plenty took it out last year, which was really cool to see. It was their first win at a QBT. So Harbour will definitely be coming back and wanting that silverware.
Yeah, it makes for an exciting tournament. These teams, though we don't have maybe as many as we sometimes would as a QBT, mixing two associations together or getting some players from one to the other perhaps makes some teams a little bit stronger. We get a real spectacle come finals day for whichever teams end up there in that match.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's awesome to see the young kids popping through as well. Looking at the team list, there's a few young ones that I don't recognise the names of, but it's really awesome to see them. And this is the beginning of their QBT career and such, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah, and that's we've spoken to Suresh Patel, who's talked about this is his 40th year at QBT without missing one with the Central Districts side, and you're right, this is the start of I know a tournament that's draped in rich history. We've got players that have played years and years and years, and you mentioned Navina Hera. Hopefully we get to see her, but some of these younger players just starting their career at QBT and the experience that it is. As we see Wellington with first use of the ball here. I've just got ball in the midfield there, but well cut out there by North Harbour. And they'll work their way forward. And the first game was all about execution. We had Central District side having the bulk of the play, but unable to capitalise more than the 1-goal lead, and then Pookie Indians come storming back. So really important for both teams to be as clinical as possible. They've got one game under their belt now, so they'll want to keep improving. Manisha Jerem there just unable to pull the ball in for North Harbour.
It'll be definitely interesting to see how the team goes, especially with a few Pookie players and a few Harbour players, and then I think there's a couple of other players from other regions, so how they all gel together this weekend.
Yeah, it's always exciting when you get different players coming from different associations or different clubs to come together, what magic they can create when they collaborate. And here's Harbour side on attack here. They've got the circle entry and it's good 3D work. Manisha Jerem in front of goal will try, and that one has found the back of the goal there for North Harbour. It wasn't the prettiest of work in front of goal, but they did manage to break the goal line there early in this first quarter, and it's 1-0 to North Harbour Indians. There's a great little entry along the baseline by the Harbour side, and they had multiple opportunities in front of goal. Wellington just unable to clear it. And Wellington with opportunity in the attacking half now.
It would be definitely key for Wellington to utilise Roshni Prabhu as well. She's one of the senior players in the team, and she's quite clinical when she plays as well. So it would be good for them to utilise her to shift the ball around the field.
Yeah, you can see Roshni sitting in the middle of the field there, really talking to her players. Here they come, Wellington. They want to keep possession because I think this Harbour side have a lot of attacking threat when they get the ball going forward, and you're going to want to starve this team with possession for as much as possible. And this is Roshni. She's just unable to link up there. It's intercepted by Manisha Jerem. And Roshni Prabhu just still with ball in the midfield, trying to link up. Harbour just rolling the ball around the back. Oh, and it's gone between the two of them. A little bit of miscommunication there from North Harbour Indian side, and here comes Wellington. Yeah, it's Cedal, we've been missing the food tent that I've heard so fondly about. I haven't managed to run into it yet. I can't see it.
Surely you'll be able to smell it before you see it, I reckon.
That was my first, the first attempt was to sniff it out, but I've heard many stories about the famous food tents at QBT, but I haven't found it yet.
No, hopefully it will turn up tomorrow. But yeah, no, it's not QBT without a good samosa or a lamb chop.
Yeah, yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll keep looking out for it because it's stuff of legend. I've heard. It's the Wellington side here. That is Roshni Prabhu just playing the ball forward if they can bring it in. Fortunately, there Wellington just unable to link up. North Harbour on the ball here. Good work there, well done. Yep. Tangled up as she'll go and spend 2 minutes sitting on the cold chair here in Christchurch. For those of you just joining us, this is our first women's match of the day between Wellington Indians in the light blue and Harbour Indians in the navy blue. That's a ball forward there. Manisha Jerem just unable to link up.
Yeah, they're gonna. Wellington are definitely going to have to hold position for the ball and not let those strikers get it, because as soon as they do, they'll link up and be able to get it through the defence.
Yeah, it's a strong side, this this Harbour team, especially when we talk about them picking up a couple of the traditional Pookie girls and adding that to their side. And here come Wellington with a great opportunity coming forward here. They'll win a free hit.
Yeah, definitely playing against Harbour is always a bit of a struggle. It's always a good contest. I think last year we had to win it and we ended up going into shootout, so it was a tough one.
And here's an opportunity for Wellington. Wow, that one, I'm not sure how that's not gone in. Mia Wallab just unable to clear the ball past the stick there of the Wellington striker, and it's actually gone in behind the goalkeeper along the back line and missed the attacker on the far post. That very nearly could have been a and perhaps should have been a goal there for Wellington, but great to see them creating an opportunity as Harbour coming forward here on the ball. It's Manisha Jerem. trying to work her way past Roshi Pabu. Yeah, Wellington do well enough there to earn their free hit. Yeah, they'll really wish they'd managed to put that one on the scoreboard there, Seedle. You know, after yesterday's results, probably a game that's expected to go one way. But if Wellington can create something and put some pressure on with the scoreboard, anything can happen at QBT.
Oh, absolutely. Same thing kind of happened last year, where it was all really down to points, and they clearly were counting on us for losing our last game, which unfortunately we did. And that's how they won the tournament.
Yep. And here come Wellington. That's a great tackle there, and they've she's got a player on the field if she can link up, but she goes herself. That's a great turn of pace there. And she'll earn the free hit. Strong work there by Radhika Bika. And they'll have to bring it back and go again here, the Harbour Indian side. That's Misha Tately on the ball. And it's Pabu in the middle of the field. She's really strong at looking for that transfer of ball. It's just linking up with her teammates that's not quite happening for this Wellington side. As Harbour just work their way forward. That's a great pass forward there by Manisha Jerem. Some solid defensive work there. Just clears the ball out for Wellington, but Harbour will have another opportunity to come forward here. It was an early goal to Harbour, who put them up 1-0 in this first quarter. We're coming into the last 5 minutes, and it's good defensive work there by Wellington. Earn themselves a free hit out. I'm just happy to take the 16-yard hit here as the Wellington Indian side. This will be a card here for Wellington Indians player, just not being 5 yards from the free hit, so she'll spend 2 minutes on the sideline. And Seedle, you'll know a few of these players that are out here playing with and against some of them. Who are the standouts out here? Who are the ones that are really going to put their mark on this game?
Definitely. So you've got the likes of Rashika Chibba, who's a Harbour player through and through. She's always a tough opponent to come against. She's very quick on the ball. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see much of it at the Heritage Tournament just because, you know, good old COVID decided to strike at the wrong time. But yeah, Manisha Jerem as well, who's always solid. Be good to see some fire come out of her, and the likes of Shamina Leatham coming out of retirement as per her, just for QBT. So it'll be good to see her dust off those cobwebs. But I'm definitely looking forward to see Navina Hera come back and play some minutes. She's always an awesome player to play against, and just her skill set is amazing. So it'll be good to see that again.
And it's awesome to see, obviously, how much this QBT tournament means to these players who, like you mentioned, will come out of retirement, quote unquote, just for QBT. You know, they'll pull the stick off the rack just one more time to be out here for QBT, and that's what this tournament means to these players, which is really cool.
Absolutely. Don't know if it's the hockey or the food team that's driving them.
Whatever it is, it's great to have them here.
Absolutely.
Especially, like you say, you mentioned Charmaine Leatham. Great to see her here. Navina Hera, if we can get her out here on the pitch, will be fantastic. Legend of New Zealandian hockey. Wellington with ball out of the back here as we close in on the final 3 minutes of this first quarter. Wellington in the sky blue and Harbour in their navy blue. Harbour up 1-0. through an early goal, field goal. And here's an opportunity here for Harbour. They've got the circle entry. And it's great work along the baseline again. That's what set up their first goal. He's still got the ball here through Jerem. It's a great transfer of play here. And that has just rolled onto the foot there of Alicia Barner at the back for Wellington Indians. So we will see first use of the penalty corner as we see a great little bit of skill along the baseline here for the Harbour side, beating two defenders there. It was this little secondary entry for Harbour. It just rolled up onto the boot there of Barner. And we'll see first penalty corner here to the Harbour side. They've got Tately on the first bracket and Jerem on the second. And it's a misdrag there, miscue. They'll play the 1-2 very well. Great stop on the line there by Risha Patel. It was a miscue there on the execution, but they made something of it there, the Harbour Indian side, and it's only through great defence on the back line by Patel that's kept them out.
Yeah, absolutely. They went back to basics and just moved the ball around to get that good shot. Yep,
good old 1-2, never fails. And there's Harbour coming forward with the ball. Earned a couple of free hits right on that sideline. And that last one just not 5 before it goes in. She's done all the hard work up there. Just unable to get the rewards for it. There's an opportunity here. Great shot, great save there. That's good hockey all around. That's QBT just the way we like it. As we close in on the final moments of this quarter here. And it is Harbour up 1-0 over Wellington in the first women's game of the day here at QBT, coming to you live thanks to Local Gecko Productions from the Puna Sports Complex here in Christchurch. And if you're joining us on the New Zealand Indian Sports Association website, YouTube or Facebook page, it was an early goal here for Harbour, as we see it there in the replay that put them ahead. And Wellington, after a tough loss yesterday, still created opportunity. And a couple of options here as we do see these first quarter replays. It was this opportunity here that went along the back line and past the stick there of Minal Shantalal, she'll be disappointed she wasn't able to tip that one in on the back post. But Seedle, what have you liked so far about this game?
It's been pretty good. It's been tight. Harbour getting a little bit more of the attacking action, but you can't count Wellington out, especially with their defence. It's quite solid. But it's been good to watch.
Yeah, it's been a great start. And often when you have these games happen where one side, perhaps should be well in the lead after results from yesterday's game, anything can happen, and small errors and small happenings in the game can go a long way. And never count anybody out at a QBT. One thing that I'm sure you've seen plenty of times through these tournaments is anything can happen when finals are up for grabs or trophies are up for grabs. So don't count this Wellington side out by any means. And as we saw, they had just as good an opportunity as any to equal up the scoreboard in that first quarter. As we see both teams come out here now for the second quarter. If you're just joining us, we are live here at the Puna Sports Centre for QBT 2022, hosted by Christchurch Indian Sports Club, New Zealand Indian Sports Association. And we've got the Harbour Indian Women's in the navy blue playing Wellington Indians in the sky blue. And after yesterday's games, Wellington will need a win to keep themselves in contention, and this Harbour side can put themselves one step closer to playing for a gold medal if they win this game. And this is Manisha Jerem. Yeah, great intercept, throws the ball in there. Just a little bobble on it, making it difficult to contend with, and we'll see hopefully another penalty corner here with this better execution. As you see, this is Jerem on the ball on this replay. Just throws it in there onto the foot, and it will be a penalty corner. So we've seen this Harbour side with one penalty corner. The inject execution probably wasn't where they wanted it for the first one, but they made good of it. And it'll just be Tatley up on the bracket. And again, probably not the execution they would have wanted on the inject, but it was good defence there by Roshi Pabu. Just to roll the ball out of
she's really good at reading the game, and how clinical she is when she does play.
Yeah, and here's Wellington getting up, putting a little bit of pressure on this Harbour side. It's great to see. There's Wellington with the ball. Just small error there, turn the ball over, and as you mentioned, Cedal, when this Harbour side start coming forward, they come forward quickly, and they've got attacking players right across the field as Tatley rolls the ball in. It's in front of goal there, and it will be another penalty corner. Now they can come forward so quickly, this Harbour side. You see the replay there, just played forward in front of the goal there. And it will be the penalty corner. As we see Manisha Jerem's pulled herself on to inject, hoping for a little bit of execution there. And the shot goes high at the goal there of the Wellington side, but allowed to play on, and it's a secondary shot there by Manisha Jerem, which doesn't find the back of the goal. Wellington side still under pressure here as Jerem comes forward. She's on her reverse stick. Cracking shot, just goes past the goal. Wellington side will want to do a little bit better at getting the ball out of their own end, and that's not the way to do it. They allow Harbour another opportunity to come forward. Another shot and another save. It's a little scrambly in front of the goal there of Wellington, and it has rolled over the line behind the end defender and goalkeeper there for Wellington. It was certainly a scramble. But it has crossed the line, and it will go on the board for Harbour. Harbour find themselves up 2-0 in this women's match here between Wellington and North Harbour Indians. Harbour up 2-0 after a long period there of opportunities that could have become. They finally got that second goal, Cedal.
Yeah, definitely. Wellington will definitely need to be a little bit more smarter getting the ball out of their defensive half, especially getting it away from the strikers, because as we've seen just before, as soon as you give it to them, they're gone. Yeah, just a little bit more smarter hockey from Wellington.
Yeah, they went through a period there of really battling to get the ball out of the back, and that created the continued opportunities there for the Harbour side, and they'll enjoy having the ball a little bit higher up the field here as they come forward with the ball. They want to create an opportunity of their own here. This is a better end of the field for the Wellington side. And this is Pabu. The great entry there, but Misha Tatley just flicks one off the left hip. Wellington will keep the ball there, but it's not straight in front of the goal. It is Roshi Pabu again with the ball for Wellington. So we see Wellington just with the opportunity to come forward here up the right side. There's a lot of numbers around the ball for both sides. They'll have to small game this through. And she's done well there, Radika Bika. Great defensive work out there by the North Harbour side, and they'll set their strikers free going forward as midway through the second quarter here of action in the game between the Harbour Indians and Wellington Indians. Take a special mention to our sponsors. Thank you as always to the property boss, Dawson's Insurance, One Foundation, Radar Direct and Bayleys for everything they do and helping us put on such a fantastic event and getting it broadcast out to everybody across the country and across the world, wherever you might be watching this, as well as all the sponsors of each of the Indian sports associations that are here competing QBT this Queen's Birthday weekend. And just the Wellington side just able to play a little bit of the quarter here at the right end of the field. It's Harbour side with the ball, but Wellington so far have been doing a good job of keeping it there, and they'll be put under a bit of pressure here. Just unable to clear that much further than the sideline, and this is where you see the Harbour side so dangerous. So a broken play coming forward. I've got opportunity around the circle edge. They'll keep possession through the long corner. This is Harbour on the ball here. So a great transfer of ball here, just intercepted by the Wellington side, and they do enough to win the free hit, so they'll come forward off the ball. And Speaker again, just wearing off the contest. Yep, she's done well there. And just the probably the last warning for rolling the ball away after the whistle. Seedle, if I can find the samosas at the food tent, will you come down for finals day of QBT?
Oh, I mean, very tempted.
I heard it was you guys at Puki who put the world famous samosas on just a couple of years ago.
Oh, honestly, it was people were ordering like I think 15, 20 samosas at a time, and unfortunately the oil cooker couldn't keep up with all the demand, so we're standing there twiddling our thumbs and then trying to distribute them.
Oh, you love it.
But it's always good. Oh, it's too good. Always, especially after a game, just something oily.
Yep. Fill it all back up again. Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, here is Misha Tatley coming forward for Harbour Indians. Just happy to get the ball to the other end of the field and try and put some pressure on at that end. And for those of you that are, perhaps in the Christchurch area, come along today and finals day tomorrow here at QBT. It's a fantastic tournament, and it doesn't get down here to the deep south too often. So come out and support if you're, like I said, if you're in the area, whether you have been to a QBT or not, or just a hockey enthusiast. It's a great tournament, and we're going to have some absolutely cracking games. Both games in men's A went to penalty shootouts yesterday, so expect some more fireworks today and tomorrow in those games.
Yeah, I think the Christchurch Auckland shootout went for quite a while.
Yep, and that's just how exciting and how close these teams are. Again, we thank all of our fantastic sponsors as we watch this first women's game of the day. Of course, the property boss, Dawson Insurance, One Foundation, Radar Direct, and Bayleys. We're doing an amazing job to support broadcasting these live sports events, and the work with the New Zealand Indian Sports Association to get you QBT live and direct all weekend. It's the Wellington team trying to just keep the Harbour side at bay, and they do well there defensively. And this is Rashi Parbu just trying to link up, but they will win the free hit there, Wellington. Just a little untidy here as the both teams kind of struggling to link together here, Seedle. Neither team really stringing periods together, and even both of Harbour's goals being a little scrappy.
Yeah.
It's making for a challenging game for both sides.
Absolutely. It does play a key part when the team can string passes together. It just makes the game flow a lot better and make it faster paced as well.
Yeah, here's Wellington side just booting their way forward. Both teams, I'm sure, at halftime will want to talk about periods of possession and linking passes together, because the more you can do that and keep the ball, the less running you have to do chasing it. QBT's tough with the number of games and a short weekend at the best of times, let alone when you're chasing the ball.
Especially the composure on the ball as well. As soon as they do get it, a lot of them will tend to head it away and trying to get it upfield, making the strikers have to do that extra running. So it's just having that composure on the ball.
There's an opportunity for Harbour. Misha Tately finds herself in the circle, but can't make it past the defensive work there from the Wellington side. There's another entry here. And it's Harbour with the long corner. Just being asked there by David Oakley, the umpire, to pull the ball in line with where it went out.
Is that Navina here passing it back?
Let me see. It looks like she might be out there.
Oh.
Seedle, get down here.
You're definitely gonna have Samosa waiting and ready.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome to see her back out here now. I'm looking forward to, of course, this afternoon's game between Bay Plenty and North Harbour in this women's draw. It's tough for them playing two games in the day, but I'm sure that one will be a cracker after yesterday, if yesterday's results are anything to go by.
Yes, and you're definitely guaranteed Bay Plenty bringing it in their afternoon game, especially with the players that they have on their roster.
And here come Harbour coming forward through Manisha Jerem. And it's just stick across the legs there in the defensive effort from Wellington. Will concede the penalty corner. It's just she's very strong when she comes forward with the ball as Manisha Jerem, and it's pretty hard to stop when she gets her head up like that.
Absolutely.
And it's the end of the second quarter, and we will have a penalty corner here for Harbour. Good shot, good save. And it's another penalty corner there. Good work by the Harbour side to just contain the ball in that attacking area to give themselves another opportunity. And then we'll get a reset here. And that one unfortunately is mistrapped. See, what something we mentioned a couple of times, the execution of the penalty corner, just letting them down the Harbour side a little bit. And look,
Yeah.
it's when you're pulling players together from different associations and different sides, it can certainly happen. It won't be as polished as perhaps it would be if they had been training together in preparation for this tournament, but they'll want to tidy that up in the second half.
Absolutely, and to their credit, even when it doesn't quite work out, they still manage to stay composed and hold the ball in the circle as well, and try and get those 1-2s going and send it towards goal.
Yeah, as we see some of the highlights here from the first half. This was the first goal that kind of bounced around and scrambled, and it was put in there on the left post there for Harbour. And Wellington had their opportunities in the first half as well. This one along the baseline here just works its way past Mia Wallab in goal, and very nearly could have been put away for Wellington, but it was Harbour making the most of their opportunities when they came. They had plenty of them, and they'll certainly want to be more clinical as they prepare for a big game against Bay Plenty this afternoon. But Cedal, what has impressed you most about this Harbour side in their lead so far this game?
Just their counter-attack too. Wellington have given them the ball a few times, but as soon as they do get it, they take off and go guns blazing towards the circle, so that's really cool to see. But yeah, no, it would be awesome to see if both teams bring some harm together, just to get that momentum going.
Yeah, you want to see players like Rashika Chiba, Manisha Jerem really have genuine space and opportunity to go forward, and that's only going to come from just building the play up a little more. It's a little bit kind of one pass, two pass out hockey at the moment, which just means the opportunities that they are getting are a lot more scrambly than we'd like to see, because when those players get space in the open and can really have a crack, they're exciting, and that's the style of hockey we want to see, and I'm sure that they want to play. So yeah, I think both teams will just want to encourage keeping periods of possession, and making sure that when they build up to attack, it's coming off a good platform. And the Wellington side, of course, they'll be wanting to keep possession to nullify some of those threats out of the Harbour side. Wellington look good when they string free hits together and slowly work their way forward and get numbers around the ball. So they'll be trying to achieve the same goal, but perhaps do it in a slightly different way than this Harbour side will.
I think that we said at the start, keeping possession of the ball, especially away from the strikers and the Harbour team, that's what will give Wellington a chance. And so if they can do that and just string those passes together, then they'll have a shot.
Yep, if you are just joining us, we are live from Puna Sports Centre here in Christchurch for QBT 2022. Thanks to the New Zealand Indian Sports Association and the work of Local Gecko Productions. The fantastic facility we've got here, and able to bring you live hockey across this QBT 2022. The first time we've really been involved in the streaming and broadcasting of QBT, and may long it continue, and we all can be involved for years to come. But it is the first women's game of the day out here between North Harbour Indians in the navy blue and the Wellington Indians in their sky blue. Just happening over on the second turf at the moment is the other women's game. There's been some excitement over there. There was a penalty stroke a little earlier in the game. I can't see the score for the game, but those of you that are around, get down to Puna Sports Centre got a bit of footage here of Turf 2, thanks to the drone work of Local Gecko Productions. Now that's happening live right now. There's an opportunity there for Bay of Plenty Women, as they played a good game yesterday against Wellington. Wellington loses 5-0 in yesterday's game, and this North Harbour women's side winners 5-0 against Christchurch. This is action that we get from that second women's game at the moment. Awesome to see that footage as we see the two teams run out here again, back on the game here on Turf 1. It is Harbour up 2-0. We've got 2 quarters of hockey left to play, and it's Harbour that are going to have first use of the ball. Tately opting to throw the ball over but can't get it through. Seidel, it's a big game here for both sides. We mentioned what's at stake for either team. Two losses probably puts Wellington in a tough spot to be in a playoff game, and equally Harbour, if they can get 2, will pretty much put themselves in that spot.
Yeah, round robin, so top 2 go straight into the finals.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. The pool play games are definitely very important. You need to win them to be able to get into the final, so
yep.
Wellington will be wanting to get this.
Yeah, makes it really important as makes all the games so important when it's a short format tournament like this. There's no lives with a quarterfinal, or everybody makes this. You got to win, and you got to win all weekend. Which means the hockey's exciting. You can't just rest on a game thinking you've got it in the bag. And Wellington will come forward here with the ball.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's just perhaps a rolled ankle there, unfortunately for the Wellington women's side, and her players coming to her aid. It's cold down here in Christchurch, so any small knock or injury like that always feels a little more sore. But Harbour here with the ball. It's a lovely transfer around the back.
Definitely won't need those ice baths. Outside.
I think it's just called a bath here.
Yeah.
Wellington trying to come forward with the ball. So both teams are trying to keep the ball with a little more possession. So it's probably what's been talked about from both sides, both coaching staff. Better from the Wellington side, stringing those passes together. Like I said, they're going to want to play small games and stay nice and close, keeping numbers around the ball. And it is the Wellington side here coming forward, but here they come, Wellington. It's a good block tackle there by Manisha Jerem. Yep, here come the Harbour Indians. They'll roll forward on the ball. They have an opportunity to go forward. That's a great skip pass there. Oh, unable to be pulled in. And the Wellington team just wanting to push to the right end of the field here. This is a good start from the Wellington side. They're playing at the right end of the field.
Favouring it.
Yeah, they're sliding in their screen, the Wellington side. They're just going to have to be aware of the little ball into the midfield. You can see Misha Tately pointing for it at the moment. Well picked up there by Roshi Pabu. And these are the players we don't want to get the ball in space if you're a Wellington supporter. Here they go, Manisha Jerem unleashing her strikers in ahead. Do well again, the Wellington side. They've been astute in their defence. They've had to do a lot of it in the first half. And only be down 2 goals is a testament to their defensive work. And here they come, Wellington. There's a great ball in there, and she's kept it in. And defensive work there by Harbour, just to hit the ball onto the leg there of the Wellington player. You can see Seedle, whatever has been said at halftime, this Wellington side, they've really come out with a improved effort and the way they come forward this third quarter.
Absolutely, yeah. They've got that fight back in them again, and it's really good to see them actually linking up as well and just being a lot more composed when they do have the ball.
Yeah, I think they will have gained confidence with, you know, despite being down 2-0 on the scoreboard, they've actually weathered a lot of the pressure pretty well, and you do get buoyed by that confidence. And if they can just start to unleash a couple of things going forward, they can create some exciting opportunity here, this Wellington side.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they come again, Wellington. They do well. This is a good period of possession for them. Something we didn't see much of in those first 2 quarters is their ability to knock pass around and keep the ball for a period. So a very, certainly a marked improvement from the first
absolutely.
2 quarters. It's a pretty tough challenge there, probably lucky to not have a 2-minute rest, but Harbour will keep the ball here through Misha Tately. And they do well again. They're the defensive group from the Wellington side. Unfortunate there, the Wellington team just unable to link up. They've done so well in the last 5 or so minutes. Both teams just trying to settle into this third quarter. Neither really able to get that circle entry yet, as perhaps Harbour have an opportunity here.
Yeah, definitely. It's been played in that middle section of the turf majority of the game today. Well, this half.
Yeah, I think both teams have just tried to be a little more conservative with the way they play so that they can keep possession, and it's keeping the ball in the middle of the field. So Wellington on the ball here. Here they come. That's all they need to do, just work their way forward, find the free hits, keep numbers around the ball. Done well. Put Harbour in the inside. You can, yeah, there they go. You can really hear down here, Seedle, the both dugouts really starting to get quite vocal. You know, challenging their teammates to play physical, get up nice and close, play strong, because there's going to be an opportunity that comes here. Whichever team can take it.
Yeah, definitely, especially when it's been building for so long. One team is definitely going to get through. It's just a matter of who.
Yep. Yeah, it feels like that right at the moment. It's that calm before something's about to happen. And it might be this here as Harbour come forward with the ball. It's an infield break. If she can link up, she's got two players in front of her. One of them is Manisha Jerem. It's Rishika Chiba there, still battling her way around the edge of the circle. Here's perhaps the opportunity, and it will be a penalty corner here for the Harbour side. You can just see as it built up on this right-hand overlap that there were numbers going forward. As we see this replay, this was the ball in. It's a nice entry, just has a little bit of a skip on it, hard to keep under control, and it rolled onto the foot here. So we will see Harbour with the penalty corner opportunity here, first real opportunity of this third quarter. Great defensive work there by Wellington, getting out nice and close. Ball just goes up over the top of the goal. So no damage done there to the scoreboard, but the Harbour side still with attacking position through the long corner. Yeah, the crowd's starting to get involved as well here down at Puna Sports Centre. Here they come again, the Harbour side. I've still got the ball there, North Harbour. Misha Tately working on the ball here for the Harbour team. She's got clear walk into the circle. Great tackle there by Wellington. I've got numbers running ahead of the ball here, trying to link up. The Harbour side win the ball back, and this is Manisha Jerem on the ball for Harbour. Both teams just take a breath here as the ball goes out over the back line of the Wellington side. They'll walk the ball back up for a 16-yard hit here. Cedal, it's been a much improved third quarter for this Wellington side. What do you see that they need to do in the last couple of minutes here and the fourth quarter if they're to trouble the scoreboard in this game?
Yeah, definitely. So they've got their passing going, which is really cool, and they're looking up with their players. But just that, I guess the final couple passes that are just letting them down a little bit. So they'll get all the way up there, and then just that one pass that just doesn't quite make it, and which sets them back a bit. So
yeah,
definitely keep doing what they're doing. But yeah.
Yeah, they've done a much better job keeping the Harbour team at bay and stringing passes together for themselves as they come forward. Here is an opportunity. Yeah, here they come, Wellington. They've just got a string. That's the bit you're talking about there, Cedal. Just not clean getting through to that last entry pass or option in front of goal.
Especially with the Harbour defenders that they do have, their range is they can get those tight balls in as well. So they need to make sure that they go quite around the defensive players if they want to have any chance going forward.
Yeah, it will be Wellington still with the ball here. I'll bring it up. Yeah, it's inside the attacking 25. Score still 2-0 to Harbour. Goal very early in the game. Ball across the front of goal. There's just nobody in the circle or on the back post there for the Wellington side. There's opportunities coming for them here. It's Harbour to come out from the back. They're on the ball. This Wellington team want to keep putting pressure on, keep pushing up. And that will spell the end of the third quarter there. In our women's game between Harbour Indians and Wellington Indians, just one quarter left to play here. In this match, it is Harbour up 2-0 over Wellington. Thanks again to all of those joining us on the New Zealand Indian Sports Association website, the Facebook page or the YouTube channel. We are live here at the Puna Sports Centre in Christchurch from QBT 2022 in Christchurch. Thanks to Local Gecko Productions and the work that they are doing. There's highlights here from the quarter. Seedle, the Wellington side, after we probably thought they might have had eyes on their second match today, they've really fought back in this third quarter and put on a good, strong performance and set themselves up, if they can keep it going and keep improving, to perhaps put themselves in this game this last quarter.
Absolutely, yeah, they definitely were building it up in the last quarter. They just couldn't get it into their attacking circle. But if they keep doing what they're doing, then they'll be able to do it. They're just going to keep it clean as well and stay composed. Yeah,
I think the key for them is that they've just got to find a couple of moments in the game that give them that confidence, whether it is scoring a goal or getting a penalty corner or a couple of little periods of possession. If they can gain some confidence and success from those, they may be able to put themselves in a position to put one on the scoreboard, and then at 2-1 it becomes anybody's from there. Equally, this Harbour side, if they can continue to build up play like they have and create genuine opportunities, they're exciting going forward as well. But it has been good defensive work from this Wellington side to keep the Harbour team at bay that quarter.
Absolutely, yeah. And if they do get another goal, it will definitely open the game up a lot more and give them a fighting chance.
Yeah, absolutely. As Harbour on the ball there, they're happy to play the ball at the back. That's Misha Tately in the midfield. She'll have a look at her options going forward. Not the pass she was perhaps looking for, but they'll keep the ball here at Harbour. Great pass. Oh, just splits the two Harbour players there, unfortunately. They're gutted because it was a lovely ball across the field. Wellington on the ball here. There's just a couple of mistakes we didn't really see much of in that third quarter, creeping in early for both sides, probably as they really press for the next goal, whoever's it may be.
I definitely think it will be the team that capitalises on those mistakes. That's what will make the difference.
Yep. Strong defensive work again there from Wellington. They're doing enough to hold on. It's Harbour with the ball up there. As the sun's just starting to appear here in Christchurch, thankfully.
Take that up to 2 degrees or something like that.
Yep. We're up into the positives now. Long may it last. Harbour again will win themselves a free hit in the attacking zone. Got a couple of players inside the circle, and one of those is Manisha Jerem. And that falls to Harbour. It's gone across the goal there. Defensive touch. Just avoided the stick there of the Harbour player on the far post. Yeah, it's good defensive work there by Wellington. It's a scramble, but sometimes you have to scramble well. And they're just doing enough to keep Harbour off the scoreboard for their third. Might be in a little bit of trouble here. She's going back into her own corner. Harbour pressing forward. She does well there, just to ride the tackle out. It's Alicia Barner for Wellington. Yeah, Wellington pressing up here, and they're putting some pressure on. The crowd that are here in support down at Puna Sports are certainly encouraging this Wellington team to get up. There they go. Here comes Wellington. This is those opportunities. Can they make something out of this one? Wellington with ball in the attacking zone. No, that's just a little too excited, that tackle there. North Harbour will walk the ball up, and they'll take the 16-yard hit, take a bit of a breath. Great tackle there by Minal Shantilal for the Wellington side. To the applause from the vocal sideline supporter crew down here at Puna Sports Centre. Just a little back and forth up the midfield. We're in the fourth quarter here, inside 10 minutes to play in this women's match between North Harbour Indians and Wellington Indians. As we see here, this North Harbour team opting to put a full press on. Cedar, one thing that will excite you, our next game on Turf 1 is the Pookie Indians A men's side playing the Christchurch A men's side.
Oh yeah, that should be a good game, especially after yesterday.
Yep, that's going to be a cracker of a game.
Absolutely. It was good watching the B team actually earlier, and it was very tight at the start, and then next thing you know, the B team just come back and
yeah,
wasn't that third to last quarter? Third quarter?
Yep, third and fourth quarters they really turned it on and found their goal, because yeah, they were certainly behind in the territory and position for the first half. The Central District side had played well, and here's Harbour with the entry. Here's Misha Tatley. And it will be the defensive work of the Wellington side again, keeping Harbour at bay. It's still 2-0, the first goal in the very first couple of minutes of the game. And this Wellington team really putting some pressure on the Harbour side. That's great work up the front there by the Wellington press strikers. Yeah, you can hear Manisha Jerem. She's getting her troops up nice and high to put a full press on Wellington. They want a third goal quickly if they can. Because at the moment I think this Wellington team are getting growing in confidence. Here comes Harbour. Here's Jerem, she's deadly. And it goes across the front of the goal again. We've had a couple of those opportunities for either side today. We've got our younger players out there. Talk about getting nice and low in the circle, getting your stick down, knuckles on the ground.
Absolutely.
Wellington again here, just inching forward. Harbour putting some good pressure on. Wellington doing well to just work their way out, and that's a good strong tackle there by Misha Tately in the midfield for Harbour. If they can link up, here's Jerem on a one-time. And just wide of the goal again. You can tell we're not at Colmar Southern District's hockey anymore, Seedle. Manisha doesn't know where the goals are on this pitch.
No. Might have to put bright lights on around them so, so she can find it.
Yeah. I'm sure if we put a green card chair next to it, she'd find that one.
Yeah. Quite surprised she didn't bring her own down with her name plaque on it.
Yeah. No, she's been good, Manisha, as always. One of the real standouts of New Zealand Indian women's hockey. A couple of back-to-back opportunities there that I'm sure she'll wish at the inside of the sideboard.
Yep. Yeah, no, it definitely brings that aggression up the front, which is what you need as a striker, and it just helps the younger ones as well. See that, don't be afraid to just give it a go, and it'll be good.
Yeah. Here's Paul at the back here again for Harbour. Wellington trying to push up. Trying to put pressure on. They've got to get up here. He's coming into just 5 minutes left in this game. Oh, that doesn't quite link up there for Harbour. So Wellington now with just 5 minutes to get themselves in this game. What's your play here, Seedle? Is 4.5 minutes. You're down by 2 and you need the win. How do you go at this one?
Oh, I guess a lot earlier would have pulled the keeper off, just get that extra number in the front. Wellington had that bit of possession going forward, so I think that extra person in the field would have just helped them going forward. But yeah, a little bit too late now. I mean, you never know, but yeah, a little bit too late now.
It is tough now, especially when it's not stop clock hockey. The clock keeps running with corners and with goals and that. So yeah, I also would have perhaps liked to see them in this quarter play with just not quite a seagull striker, but a little bit more height. They're outletting out of the back, and all their players still in the defensive half. And I know that we encourage them to keep it short and keep numbers around the ball, but at some point you're going to have to go forward to create something. Jerem just wins a free hit there. This is Jerem. She'll do well there and just roll it onto the foot there of the defender and Alicia Barner. You see this replay here. Taylor just throwing it out, and Jerem does well there to pull it in and throw it onto the right shin guard there of Barner.
Good smart hockey there. If you couldn't get the shot away, always good to go for a PC.
Yeah.
Last thing you want is to be fluffing around in the circle trying to get a good shot if you
Yep.
can.
Manisha Jerem going there with the reverse slog.
Definitely wants that goal.
Yep. Yep, she's hungry for one. They might just get a last opportunity or two here. We're into the 2 minutes to go. I'll keep the long corner. Happy just to take their time on this one, the Harbour side. Wellington's still putting pressure on though, which is good to see. They've certainly not given up in this game. Keep pushing forward. Keep putting pressure on this Harbour side. It wouldn't be a game at QBT without it. Oh, Manisha, I'm sorry if we jinxed that.
What do you think? Sorry, not sorry. That's all right.
Yeah. Well, so she'll spend the remainder of the game over there with her teammates as we walk into the last 45 seconds or so of this women's match between Wellington and North Harbour. Will be North Harbour that take competition points from this game, and after yesterday's win, put themselves in every position for the final playoff come Monday. But this Wellington side will be impressed with how they improved over the match. Certainly the third and fourth quarters, they really started to turn on, put some pressure on, string some passes together, and play some good-looking hockey. But that is the final whistle, and that is the game between North Harbour Indians and Wellington Indians. Cedal, thank you so much for joining us again. We wish you could be down here to experience it with us, but I'm sure we'll catch you again at the next QBT. Thanks for all your insight and expertise. You've been amazing.
Awesome. No, thanks for having me. It was good to watch, especially from my nice warm house. So enjoy the cold. Hopefully the food tent is open as well.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, it is game 2 wrapped up here from QBT 2022 at Puna Sports Centre in Christchurch. Final score 2-0 to Harbour Indian women. Coming up next, we will have a men's A game between the Puke Indians and Christchurch Indians, what will be an absolute cracker of a game. Join us back here on the New Zealand Indian Sports Association website, Facebook page or YouTube channel coming up shortly.